The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on this extraordinary Tuesday morning. You're tuning in to the world-famous Quality of Life radio show, and today is December 5. 20 more days for Christmas, and I can't wait to see what Tom LeBouve has got me for Christmas.
Something special, Gary.
I feel special. I feel special.
You are special.
Hey, and by the way, we thank you for tuning in this morning. We've got some valuable information. And again, my name is Gary Owen. I'm the host of this fabulous, fine Quality of Life radio show.
And I'm your co-host, Tom Bouvier.
It's good to have Tom back. We missed him last week, but actually it kind of worked out good because I was on my soapbox for the whole show, providing valuable information about real-life circumstances that happened to me and my clients last week. But today, we're going to share some good information with you today. We'll be talking about Medicare Advantage Denials. What does that look like for you if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan? And 10 risky over-the-counter medications. I ran out of time because I was on my soapbox for so long last week. We didn't get to the 10 early warning signs of dementia. If we have time, we'll get to that today. And we're here every single Tuesday morning for you because, Tom, we're providing.
We provide knowledge, and we present information about important insurance planning.
And prevent fraud from happening.
To help people see the pitfalls ahead and walk around or get around those to avoid the pitfalls. We bring true transparency, good old-fashioned straight talk. We call it the no plop zone. The no plop zone. And our goal is to really improve your quality of life because we have a motto at Owen Insurance Group, and I love it. From when I first started working with Gary Owen, and this motto has stuck with me, and I believe in it because this is truly what we do. We simplify insurance planning so that you can live the stress-free life that you deserve.
Yes, sir.
And all the planning and all the researching for insurance, who loves to do that?
Ooh, that's fun.
Nobody. I mean, I'd rather go to the dentist than to shop for insurance.
Come on, Mildred, let's go and shop for some insurance today.
Yeah, that's like no. But once you get it off your to-do list, a ton of the stress goes away.
It does. And we are all about transparency, honesty, education, professionalism. So you'll get it here. Let Owen Insurance Group be your resource. Tom and I have between us 2,000 years of experience.
At least.
And so we can provide you, but seriously, we can provide you a lot of valuable information. Whether or not you do business with us or not, that's your business. Our business is to make sure that we provide you the information, the unbiased information, education that you need to make an informed decision. So before we get going, let's do the quote of the day, Tom.
Absolutely.
Because, December is about Christmas parties and being with friends and family.
Right. So here's the quote, and we want to encourage all of you to do this, put this quote in action. Family and friends are hidden treasures. Seek them out and enjoy their riches. I like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. So we're gonna get right into this thing, and for those of you, listen, if you haven't already made a change, because the Medicare annual enrollment period ends in 2 days, the 7th of December, that's the last day. And it's weird, quite frankly, that people actually wait till the last day to do something. They had the epiphany. I was supposed to be doing something here the last 54 days. But anyway, if you haven't made a decision about your Medicare, you only have 2 days left. Pick up the phone and give us a call right here at 772-210-1020. And I hope that you'll be able to be seen and heard because as we wind down this season, it gets busier. So, but anyway, we want to be a resource and give you an opportunity to see if you happen to be on the most appropriate plan that fits your specific needs. So, talking about Medicare Advantage, again, you have two choices when you're on Medicare, right? Well, three. I mean, if you're still working, of course, you could stay in your group plan if your group's long enough, if it makes sense, or enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan or enroll in a Medicare supplement plan and stay on original Medicare. So there's and listen, you've seen the commercials. We've been commercial to death with Medicare Advantage plan commercials. So it's important that you know the pros and the cons of both plans, right? Whether you're going to get off original Medicare and go on managed care with a Medicare Advantage plan that encompasses typically a drug plan and some additional benefits like dental, vision, hearing, maybe chiropractic and gym membership and so forth. But you have to realize that there are major out-of-pocket expenses that you could have as well. And the biggest problem that we have seen are denials of pre-authorizations. They just drag it along, or they just deny it altogether, and then you got to fight. I call it the flaming hoops of doom. I could probably show you scores, if not hundreds, of missives that we have read about Medicare Advantage and the pitfalls. But again, I mean, we're not here to demonize Medicare Advantage plans. We're here to educate. Is Medicare Advantage good for everybody? No, of course not. But it's important that you have all the information at your disposal so you can make an informed decision. Because again, we always say the decisions you make today can last a lifetime. It's important to get it right the first time. So, and there is here on November 22nd, last week or so, leading hospital trade groups accused Medicare Advantage giant United Healthcare and others of flouting new federal rules meant to crack down on insurers' restrictions on medically necessary care. Why does this matter? Their complaints could serve as an early test on how the Biden administration will enforce the new requirements. Let's catch up quick, because earlier in the year, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid, which is CMS, finalized a rule barring Medicare Advantage plans from adding restrictions. Did you hear that? They barred Medicare Advantage plans from adding restrictions to basic coverage that traditional Medicare program provides. The rule followed a 2022 report from Health and Human Services investigators that found Medicare Advantage insurers sometimes delayed or denied medically necessary care that would be covered by traditional Medicare. Are you hearing me? I'm not making this stuff up. Our goal to ensure that Medicare Advantage enrollees receive the same items and services as beneficiaries in the traditional Medicare program is accomplished when the same coverage policies and approaches are used, CMS wrote in the final rule. The rule allows Medicare Advantage plans to adopt their own coverage criteria when necessary to consistently determine medical necessity. So, the American Hospital Association, in a Monday letter to the CMS, alleged that United Healthcare, the nation's largest MA carrier and MA plan, and others are still using restrictive criteria to evaluate whether they will cover care. The AHA called on CMS to clarify the rules which apply to 2024 coverage and take action against non-compliant insurers, including applying intermediate sanctions where appropriate. Remember last week, if you were listening, we were talking about a Medicare Advantage carrier, an executive who got arrested for $53 million worth of fraudulent claims. This is the stuff that's happening, folks. The Federation of American Hospitals, in a separate statement, accused United Healthcare of an unlawful coverage policy. So anyway, we could go on and on and on and on. But again, the point of this discussion and this topic is that there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. I know there are career agents, captive agents out there that only push and enroll consumers in Medicare Advantage because they don't know any better. It is wrong, in my opinion. It's not the gospel, but it's my opinion. After doing this for 16 years, I think it's not appropriate for a captive agent to tell you to enroll in a certain Medicare Advantage plan, and that's all your options. There's nothing else that you can do. As independent agents, we have the flexibility to show you, to go to work for you, to carry the heavy load, do the heavy lifting, and find the most appropriate plan that's befitting you. Maybe Medicare Advantage is best suited for you, or maybe it could be Medicare Supplement. Tom and I and our staff here will sit down with you. We'll, at no cost, we don't charge for our professional services and doing a review, but we think it's necessary. Whether you're already on Medicare or you're aging into Medicare in 2024, you're turning 65, give us a call and understand your options, because you do have options. And if you choose the wrong plan when you first turn 65, you may not be able to go back. Let's say you enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan. You may not be able to go back to a supplement plan down the road if you have pre-existing conditions, because now you'll have to answer health underwriting questions to qualify to go into a supplement plan. You see, these career Medicare Advantage agents don't share that information with you. They're not transparent.
And many of them don't know.
And that's correct. Yeah. They don't know. See, the statistics are grim in this industry. So for every 100, and Tom and I, we love to be transparent, because how else is there to be? I mean, you're not going to grow and scale your business and have the credibility that we've earned over years by lying and not being transparent. So we believe in being transparent and having transparency with all of our clients. So it's important that you give us a call so we can help you and guide you, and we will take you to the water, but it's up to you to drink which water trough is going to be best suited for you. And listen, if you're turning 65, there are strategies that you can try out both plans, right? And we have that information. But to my point earlier, as I was saying, the statistics are grim in this industry, because for every 100 agents that get into this industry, 2 years later, Tom, do you remember how many are left?
I think only, well, I do know when it all shakes out, I'm not sure if it's 2 years, but only about seven agents left after 2 years. 5 years, down to 5 people left, 5 agents out of 100. So that's why it's imperative, and that's why it's important for you to ask the right questions of your agent. If you don't want to use Owen Insurance Group for whatever reason, you don't want to utilize our free services and our resources and our friendly staff and our years and years of experience, that's fine. But if you use somebody else, make sure you ask the right questions. And understand and know that we are licensed not only in the state of Florida, but we're in 45 other states. So we can help you in almost every state in the country. And you have to be in Alaska and Hawaii, where we're not in, we're Minneapolis, Minnesota, then we'll get licensed in those states if we have to. But we prefer not to. That's right. And maybe no house call visits in Minneapolis. Not in
December.
Not in the OEP. Not in February or January.
All right, Tom, let's do you have anything to add to what we just covered on that stuff? I mean, it's a sticky topic. I know that. I know that my foot is up against the gray line, because I know that the insurance carriers, the Medicare Advantage insurance carriers, probably don't like us to report on stuff like this. But, Tom, I think it's absolutely imperative. It's important that consumers know. There should be transparency.
They should know, because there's a lot of advertising saying, do you qualify for Part C? You have Medicare A, you have B, but do you have Part C? And that Part C is a Medicare Advantage plan. So people are being pulled in to the Medicare Advantage plan. They need to know the good, the bad, the ugly, Absolutely. The pros and cons, and that's exactly what we do. We're not here to bash any plan, because all these plans are going to be individual plans anyway to meet people's needs. And we've also had other articles in the past on our program that hospitals, individual doctor's office, provider groups, many of them will say, this Medicare Advantage company is not paying. I'm going to get rid of them and be out of the network. So it is a network-based plan. You have to know how to navigate it, and you have to go with the punches if you're going to go with a Medicare Advantage plan. But this is some of the reasons why different hospitals and groups don't take them.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Buyer beware, as the old saying
Absolutely.
is. Really need to know.
Especially when it comes to Medicare Advantage.
Because this is your health, and you may say, well, I'm healthy as a horse, but you brought up in the past on our shows the average age of people to get cancer is age 65.
Yes.
Just when you're going on to Medicare, that's the average. So, half above, half beneath, but right in the middle, right at that age, you might be healthy as a horse, boom, and then 65, 66, something blindsides you. And having the right policy or not having the right policy could be the matter of life and death.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
So that's it, Mr.
And quality of life and health.
That's right. Quality of life.
Which is what the show is all about.
Yes, it is.
All right. We're going to get to the top 10 over-the-counter OTC medications that becomes risky after 50. Tom, are you 50? Did you hit the 5?
Wow.
Whoa!
Yeah, come on now.
Oh,
I left the 50. I left 50 a decade and a year
Woo, you're
ago.
looking awesome, Tommy
Woo,
boy.
I'm feeling
Tommy
awesome.
boy.
Come on now. And just as a quick disclaimer, we're not medical doctors, so we're not giving any medical advice
That's
about
right.
these medications. Talk to your provider,
That's
your
right.
doctor, and your common sense.
Good, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. So we've taken a study that estimates harmful reactions caused by OTC medications rather led to about 178,000 hospitalizations last year. And adults 65 and older are especially vulnerable to this outcome. What's the main reason? The sheer number of drugs that older adults take. I mean, think about it, right? Nearly half of adults 65 or older take 5 or more medications and prescriptions each day. But the biggest issue is one of our organs called the kidneys, right? I mean,
Yes.
it filters out the medications and waste from the body, and it becomes less efficient as we age. And, of course, the liver as well. So we only got 10 minutes left, so we're going to kind of go through this quickly. So number 1, Tom, you take it.
Ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin, and naproxen leave. Some of the over-the-counter relievers, pain relievers, such as the ones I just mentioned, can be problematic. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, as they're known, such as the ibuprofen and naproxen, can cause stomach bleeding and ulcers in older adults. And because of this, people who take blood thinners should avoid these NSAIDs. And the same goes for individuals with unmanaged diabetes and uncontrolled hypertension, high blood pressure. And just in full disclosure for myself, Gary, I was eating, probably 2,400 milligrams of ibuprofen a day. 4 ibuprofen, 3 or 4 times a day. And little did I know that it was really harming my kidney and my livers.
Absolutely.
Especially
Absolutely.
my kidney, the main problem. And due to other health issues and going on in my diet, my doctor was like, you're going to die. I mean, really had to cut back on it. Sure. It was just an abuse. But I didn't know.
No.
I might be a health insurance agent, but I certainly
most
didn't
people don't know
that
this
eating,
stuff.
eating all those ibuprofen because of all the pain. Anyway, that was number 1.
And then second is Tylenol, acetaminophen, right? So too much of Tylenol can cause liver damage, of course. And overuse is the leading cause of liver failure, and that can kill you, my friends. So that is number 2. And then, by the way, people with liver disease or who drink alcohol should particularly be cautious before taking this pain reliever. All right, number 3.
Good old aspirin. It's supposed to be the best medicine ever created, but, when it's not used properly, a lot of people can have serious increased bleeding risk, and increases with age because you may be taking other blood thinners. Next thing you know, you're taking aspirin, 3 or 4 aspirin for a headache or something like that. A lot of people don't think of aspirin as a major serious drug because it's not a prescription medication, but older adults should be careful about taking aspirin properly, and they should definitely consult with their doctor about that.
Number 4 is Benadryl. So, everybody has allergies, including myself. And so over-the-counter allergy medications, watch out for Benadryl. In addition to causing drowsiness, it can lead to confusion and decreased memory in older adults. It deserves special attention because it's an ingredient in common over-the-counter sleep products like Tylenol PM and Advil PM. Instead, choose alternatives like Claritin, which is less likely to cause some of the side effects. All right? So that is number 4.
Number 5, pseudoephedrine and phenylephrine. These are medication or found in decongestants, such like Sudafed. It can spike your blood pressure. It's especially risky for older adults who are more prone to high blood pressure. So if you combine an NSAID, that's like the ibuprofen, and that over-the-counter decongestion, it could increase the risk of stroke in older adults by raising high blood pressure. So men with enlarged prostate should avoid these 2 ingredients and decongestants, as these medications can worsen the urinary issues.
All right, number 6 is Flonase and Rhinocort. There's major concerns with these steroid nasal sprays. She cautions that they can increase pressure in the eye, which can exacerbate glaucoma, a condition affecting eyesight. What's more, people who use steroid nasal sprays may experience nosebleeds with incorrect use.
Yeah, and then those popular over-the-counter medications known as pronto pump inhibitors. I've never known them as that.
Yeah, I take them, so that's how I know.
We're talking about Prilosec, Nexium, and Prevacid, or omeprazole, esomeprazole, and lansoprazole. Especially with long-term use, older individuals can experience side effects. They may reduce stomach acid, which can significantly increase the risk of bone fractures by affecting calcium absorption. And calcium is essential to maintain healthy bones. So, again, you just got to be cautious and careful in your use of those.
Isn't it amazing stuff that temporarily helps you to feel better causes these long-term side effects?
That's why if you ever get the medication, you'll see it'll say, here's what it's for, here's what it does, and then 3 pages of potential side effects. Growing a third a year and another eyeball, and your hair is going to drop out. So be careful. Read the details.
Number 8 is magnesium citrate, milk of magnesia. So it's recommended older adults be careful with this over-the-counter laxative magnesium citrate. It can cause changes in electrolytes like potassium and sodium, potentially leading to irregular heartbeat. So magnesium citrate is sometimes used for bowel preparation before colonoscopies. Fun times when we have those events. Though it also contains magnesium, milk of magnesia is a safer option to magnesium citrate. However, she cautions that even milk of magnesia poses risks with long-term use. This is especially concerning for older adults, as magnesium can build up to toxic levels in people whose kidneys are not functioning properly.
Number 9, oxybutynin, which is Oxytrol for women. The over-the-counter oxybutynin conveniently treats overactive bladders. Excuse me. Although the men's version of the medication still requires a prescription, but this medication can bring about side effects like dizziness, dry mouth, and constipation, particularly concerning for older adults. And of course, you get constipation, now you're going to need the milk of magnesia. And it's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then 10, and finally, dietary supplements. Older adults should be extra careful. For example, St. John's wort. What a lovely name. Can increase the sensitivity of your skin and eyes to sunlight. And the sedative herbs valerian and kava, found in calming teas and so forth, may affect your liver. What's more, garlic in supplement form, ginkgo and ginseng can increase bleeding risk, especially for people who take blood thinning medications. Beware of taking too many fat-soluble vitamins. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that get flushed out of the body through urine, fat-soluble types like vitamins A, D, E, and K are stored in the body. taking excessive amounts of these dietary supplements can be risky. It's like smoking, like driving a car down I-95 or the Autobahn and going 200 mile an hour. Dear Lord, it's crazy. And guess what? We just ran out of time.
We did.
We're not going to get to our two shows in a row.
We didn't forget.
We're not going to get. Yeah, we didn't forget about dementia. The 10 warning signs that you should not ignore. So I promise you, Scouts Honor, we're going to get to it on the next show. I promise you, we're going to get to it on the next show. All right. So stay tuned. Coming up next is the Brian Kilmeade Show. And listen, hey, December's here. Cold weather is coming in. Stay safe out there. Please refer us. Please share us with your friends, your family, your neighbors. And remember, Treasure Coast and Florida residents around the world, stay safe, keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.